Hi, congratulations. I'm a big fan of your work. I'm a bit nervous, actually.
Don't be nervous. This will be painless, I promise.
It's very nice to meet you. It's a big pleasure.
Nice.
I want to ask you if you were familiar with the books before the show.
I was familiar with the books. I'm a big fan of science fiction. You know, while reading this books, I was like, there's no way they're going to make this into a series. There's no way. It's too big. It's too cerebral. Too many characters. Too much time. So I was very, very skeptical when it came my way. And I had such a strong experience reading them that I was resistant to the idea of someone interpreting it. But then I read David Goyer's the first three scripts, and I think, and I felt as though he had cracked it. He had solved what was unfilmable about it by creating this handful of characters that cheat death in a way, that manage to extend their lifespans so that we can emotionally connect with them and follow them through what could potentially be a story that lasts 1,000 years.
The Empire will fall. Order will vanish. There's massive events rushing to meet us.
What particularly interested in me was the character of these Cleons, because I'm not really playing a man, I'm playing a series of men who for a certain time in their life are the emperor of the fucking galaxy. It's like, it's absurd, the idea that one person could have the kind of control that this person believes that he has. You know, life and death over 1 trillion people. And what I find interesting is that it's all a fantasy, this kind of control. In reality, I think about it like an actor approaching a role. Every actor would approach that role a bit differently, right? Because although they don't believe it as we start this series, they are individuals. Day, dusk, and dawn all respond to Harry Seldon's math that the Empire will fall, that there will be a dark age that man could potentially never recover from. They respond to that information in very, very different ways. It becomes to me like a riddle about inherited power. You know, this isn't a story about kings and queens and, you know, who is the rightful heir to the throne. You know, he's the only one there. He's the autocrat. He's got no one who can tell him no. But there's a human individual inside that office of a god who I think it's time that he learns that he's a human, that you know, that he becomes aware of his own sentience.
You can't be here. You know that.
I can't be the first one who wanted to see my youngest self. Strange. Watching yourself being born.
You were part of another great writer as Tolkien. Now you are part of Asimov. You are being part of the biggest universe written ever. What things can you, they're very different one from each other, but at the same time, they have a lot of similarities. Can you say what similarities can you find between the two worlds?
It's a privilege. It's a privilege to get to, you know, be a part of Tolkien's universe and to become close to really understanding what he was aiming for. I would say that, you know, what Foundation is trying to investigate is something similar to what Tolkien is trying to investigate in a very, very, very different way, which is what does it mean to be a human, you know? Just as Tolkien was using hobbits and elves and dwarves and dragons to, you know, kind of explore the human condition, here Asimov has kind of expanded humanity throughout the entire Milky Way galaxy. And, you know, when we kind of move off planet Earth in the 21st century, and we're no longer talking about coronavirus and American politics and, you know, the internet, I feel like we as a species, me, here in America, you, I suppose in Argentina, we can look at this from our different perspectives and really investigate what it means to be a human. It's everything and a very small thing at the same time, I feel like it's important, and I'm hesitant in this, talking to reporters to say too much, as I blab on and on and on. But I'm hesitant to say too much because I don't want to color too much the audience's approach to this material. This is my perspective. Take it with a grain of salt. But I feel like, if we can all kind of look at a story like this, from all of our different perspectives, without kind of forcing a conclusion upon one another, that examination takes us, who knows where, but hopefully we have some time to, tell this story, and take our time experiencing it,
Thank you very much. I'm a big fan of your show. Congratulations on the show, and good luck when it's released, because it's going to be huge. It's amazing.
Oh, that's exciting to hear. Okay. Cool. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. I hope we get a chance to talk again.
We are now staring down a barrel of a crisis.
This is the plan.